Hey yo, salute to the people. It's the social forecast. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, about 9:15 a.m. Hey yo, I hope you all do something today to further your goals and to help you realize your dreams. Alright, so I took the day off work because I got a couple appointments. I have to go to the dentist just to get a scheduled cleaning done. Because I hate people who walk around with crazy looking teeth. My teeth might not be the straightest, but motherfuckers ain't never gonna be yellow. I don't play that shit. Especially the way I drink coffee and all that. But yeah, I'm on my way to the dentist. And I was thinking about a recent experience I had at a local movie theater out in Millbury, Mass. It's called the Cinema Deluxe Movie Theater. And it's a dope movie theater. It's pretty, the way it's laid out is dope. They have a bar inside, and then they have like the opportunity. There's like a second level where you could like have, it's like a dine-in, but you can also watch the movie. And it's like special reservations that you would make for those types of situations. And then they have their regular movie theaters, and then they have their like bigger theaters with like the seats that lay back and everything. It's pretty dope. And I always set myself up for failure because whenever I end up in those theaters, I end up falling asleep and missing the whole goddamn movie because I'm old now. But a couple things, right? I recently went to see the Grudge movie and I reviewed it on the channel. So if y'all want to go check that out, if y'all want to know what my take was on the movie, if you haven't seen it, or if you have and you just want to know what I thought about it, go check out the review. It's on my channel, the Grudge movie. I try to avoid going to the movie theaters on a busy weekend night because I try to avoid the high school and the college kids. And I don't know how. With these rated R movies, you're supposed to be, I think, over 17 to be able to get in without a parent. But I swear to God, at every one of these movies I go see, when I end up going on a busy weekend night, there's always kids there that I know. You could just tell they're not quite old enough to be. Or maybe they are and they're just, I don't know. But these kids, the reason why I try to avoid going to the movie theater on these types of busy nights is because when I go to the movies, I go to watch the movie. I want to see the movie. I like the puzzles in movies. I like the different plot twists. I'm a movie buff. So I go to pay attention to the movie, especially if I know it's a movie that I plan on doing a review on. I want to actually be able to watch the whole movie, understand what's going on. And it's hard to follow certain quote-unquote scary movies because there's a lot of shit going on. And these kids were running back and forth, laughing, joking. Whenever there was a quote-unquote scary scene, I say quote-unquote because it's just not really scary these days. It's usually just funny. The best scary scenes are the ones that are suspenseful. But they're like laughing and joking and screaming through the scary scenes. And I mean, I get it. I was a kid once, and we done got kicked out of our fair share of movie theaters when I was coming up. But that's not the issue. The issue, right? These young kids that want to get jobs and want to work, I applaud it. I commend it. I got my first job at 14, the state that I lived in, which is New Jersey, where I'm from. At least back during that time, I don't know if it's different now, but you had to be 14 with working papers to be able to get your first job. And in the state of Massachusetts, where I now live, they have to be 16 with working papers. And I'm noticing a lot of these kids that have jobs, yeah, they're doing it for extra money, it's cool, whatever. But a lot of these little kids don't give a fuck. Like, they're either working because their parents are forcing them to, or I don't know. But a lot of these kids don't have it doesn't seem like they have the same skills to be out in the workforce at that age because they don't take it seriously. And then if you have managers who are also young or not present or not actual working managers, not paying attention to what's going on, you can have quite the experience as a customer dealing with these little kids. So when you go to the movies, a lot of times, especially on a busy weekend night, the lines are long. I usually try to purchase my tickets prior to even getting to the movie theater because the people I roll with are always late. And so there's literally like 5 minutes to get whatever I'm going to get from the concession stand, get into the theater, get a good seat, to be able to watch the movie. And more often than not, I end up missing the first part of the movie. And I like to watch the trailers that come on before the movie because I want to plan which next movie I'm going to be seeing over the next few months. So went into the movie theater, already had the tickets purchased. Already had the tickets purchased. Went up to the concession stand to get what I was going to get, and I kid y'all not, there were like at least 10 employees, and they were all younger kids. They were definitely teenagers, but they could have ranged in age from 16 to 19, 20, but you could tell they were very young. And they were literally all huddled in a group, talking and laughing. I don't know if they were watching a video on their phones or what, but they were all literally in a little huddle right in front of one of the registers, and we're standing there. We walk up, and I don't say anything. I'm just standing there watching, waiting for them to acknowledge us, right? And then, look, I was young, and even now I still do it with my coworkers when there's nothing going on or it's busy. We're talking, we're laughing, joking, we're, nothing to do with work. But a customer walks in, it's full attention. It's front and center. You know what I mean? These kids, it didn't even faze them that we were standing there. So then one of them finally looks up. I guess the person who was supposed to be stationed at the register, and everybody else was just huddled around, not doing whatever other functions they were supposed to be doing. And this one person that was supposed to be stationed at this register finally looks up and sees us, and she goes, "Oh, are you guys all set?" Bitch, how the fuck are we all set? We're standing here obviously to order something. It's a concession stand in a movie theater. You don't see any popcorn in our hands. You don't see any drinks. You didn't serve us because you were just sitting there laughing and joking and watching videos with your coworkers. How are we all set? That was definitely the wrong approach, the wrong response. And maybe there was a manager or supervisor around and they were just young, because it was like no direction. There was no direction. There was no guidance or leadership or anything. It was just a bunch of kids sitting around like bothered that they had customers standing there and didn't even know how to properly acknowledge us. So then so she goes, "Are you all set?" And I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?" So we place our order. No energy at all. I mean, this person, no facial expressions, no smile, no nothing. Placed our order, paid for the order, and then at the end, the person looks up and goes, I forget, what did she say? She looks up as she was swiping the card. I think she told us the total, and then she looked up and said something. "Oh, was there anything else?" or something like that. And then we were like, no, we're all set. That's it. We're getting our shit to walk away. The bitch didn't say thank you. The bitch didn't say have a good night. Enjoy. Because usually they'll be like, "Oh, enjoy your movie. Have a good night, whatever." The bitch didn't say shit. Handed back the card. Didn't say anything. Didn't point. Now, you don't know when you have a customer, whether it's a restaurant, movie theater, whether it's a hotel, whatever, you assume that person has never been there before. So you explain to them where they're going, where what is, because the straws are separate from where the desk is, where you order your shit. The soda machines are off to the side, and there was no direction or nothing. There was no, off to the right is where you're going to find straws, napkins, and all of that shit. Nothing. I mean, we're there all the time, so we know that, obviously, but I don't know. These younger kids just lack the skills, and you can't fully blame them because they're kids. They're kids working, trying to make a little bit of money, which is commendable. You have to commend that. But then if you're going to hire younger kids, have people in place that are going to be able to train these younger kids, not only on how to do the job, because you can train, I say this all the time, you can train anybody technically to do something. You can train someone on a system, on an app, how to operate a register, how to make popcorn, whatever. But you really have it takes more to train someone on the nuances of customer service. It takes a certain person to train someone on the things that are less tangible. And clearly, either nobody attempted that with these kids, or this one cashier, or they just didn't care. Because it's those types of experiences, though, that'll make people not want to frequent an establishment. And I've seen, young and old, managers who are not good managers, who don't know how to properly train and prepare their employees and the staff that they're supposed to be charged with supervising and overseeing. They don't properly prepare them for the job that they're supposed to be doing, and that can wreak havoc on your business, your establishment. Especially nowadays, people don't go to the movies the way they used to. I go for the experience of watching a certain movie around other people, seeing the reactions, getting the reactions, and being in that dark environment. It's almost like an immersive experience, and you're seeing the movie. It's this big ass screen, and I like to sit up front, like right underneath the screen. I like to be right up front so I can see everything. I used to like to be way up in the top, in the back. And I noticed lately, like, I prefer to be in the front, in front of everything, seeing everything, because I really study and focus on the movies, because I want to understand what's going on. It's like when I read a book, I'm in that environment during that time that story is going on for. And, that's why I still go to the movies. But nowadays, you don't need to go to the movies. There's all types of streaming plans and devices where you can even see movies now before they even leave the movie theater. So when people go out of their way, even to go shop for clothes or shoes or whatever, you could do that shit from home. You never have to leave your house. So you would think these businesses now, the way that everything is situated in 2020, the way everything is situated in 2020, you would think these businesses and places would be even more focused on the customer, because the customer is becoming more and more scarce. We do our business, our banking, everything, shopping online. You don't have to leave your house except to go to work, and even that is rapidly changing with more and more people each year working from home, and companies offering that as an option, and infrastructure is going away, and the brick and mortar buildings are going away. I imagine there's going to be a time when movie theaters will start to close down, just like these department stores, because you don't need to leave the house. So these people need to really start appreciating the jobs they have while they have them. I know we were on our way to Jersey a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how all the toll booths in Massachusetts are no more. They're gone. All those people who worked those toll booths and who made pretty good money doing it no longer have a job. Or if they do, they've been transitioned to do other things, the people that they kept, but a lot of them were laid off. And, it's sad when you think about it, because automation is replacing everything. But at the same time, that's why you have to appreciate the jobs you do have. And if you have a job, and when that job is customer service oriented, knowing that more and more companies are seeking to get rid of that overhead, appreciate that shit. Develop those skills. Do what you need to do so that you're less expendable. Because these kids didn't give a shit about nothing. Anyway, though, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Y'all businesses, y'all really got to start paying more attention to who it is y'all hire, and with all types of reviews and YouTube and TripAdvisor and Guru, Web Guru, and Yelp and all these other things. It's a wonder why these companies get so many fucked up reviews, because y'all got a bunch of employees who don't give a shit about nothing, and no management actively managing these situations to keep these complaints down. And y'all better step up y'all game, because there's too much competition out here, and workers are scarce. And especially in my state, with minimum wage going up, it's harder to find good employees nowadays. You know what I mean? Half of these kids are making 3 times as much as I made when I was 14. Minimum wage when I was 14 was like shit, $5 an hour. In my state right now, minimum wage is what, 13? Something like that. About to be 15 in another couple years. So when I go into an establishment, especially now, fast food or whatever, and I know what these kids are making, these high school students are making, I'm expecting top-notch customer service, because you're getting paid way more than what you should be to do a job that's that easy to do, and for you not to care is just a slap in the face. And people spend hard-earned money to frequent these establishments, and then a lot of these kids don't even, you're bothered when a customer walks in, or you're bothered when somebody has a complaint and wants their order redone, or you're bothered when someone has something to say because the service you provided was less than appropriate or not up to par. Get it together, man. Get it together. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I don't pretend to know everything. I'm just a concerned customer, highly concerned about these young kids and some of these adults who work these jobs and complain that they want more money but don't earn it and don't deserve it. I don't pretend to know everything, man. I just know what I know. It's a social forecast. Peace and love.